You understand? The alien was tall and sleek, an obelisk of a being. They had black skin that blended perfectly with the cosmos behind them, and a sharp face made to cut through stars. They harbor great knowledge, and worse yet, ill intent towards mankind. Their name was AZ, and their peoples were called the Alters. They helped humans. Major was smoking a cigar, fantastically smaller than his alien friend and just as fantastically uncaring. He was lazily splayed across a rock, shaking his boot along to a song stuck in his head. You've sent the coordinates to the nerds? AZ nodded, hiding his unease with the polish of a champion diplomat. Welp, Major puffed his cigar, slowly letting its milky clouds fall helpless out of his mouth, like white, airy blood dripping from a kill. Everything about him was a concoction of casual and violent hurricanes of contradictions. To the Alters, humans were the scariest things imaginable, capable of such death, yet so small and without worry. Little black holes of fury. Major stood and almost made a Z jump. Guess I should get started. That's it? That's all he wants? Everything about the man made AZ want to fly away as far as possible, but they couldn't. They had a mission, and better yet, they had an act to keep up. We want to see humans thrive. AZ's voice was careful and filled with calculated compassion. Yep. Major rubbed his beard, eyes elsewhere. AZ shifted on his feet. You need anything from us? We'd be happy to know, old buddy. Major dusted off his fatigues, his small and spry body like the twitching limb of a spider. No, I think we got it from here. He lifted a large and genuine grin towards AZ. It shook them to their core. They watched as Major walked to his ship, a gangly, metal thing, lined to the teeth with weapons, coated in red, blood like paint, and adorned by little comics and epitaphs. A naked lady, a bomb with a smiling face, anything crass and bloody humans seemed to love. Well done. AZ's compatriots came up behind him as the ship flew away. There were 6 of them, and they all made up the Council of Elders for the Alters. It's going well. It's not easy. AZ shook his head. Humans make my skin crawl. The Alters were creatures of planning, of subterfuge. All across the galaxy they pulled strings like puppeteers. Now that they found humans, they're missing piece. Now they point their great weapon at vast swaths of planets and say there they plan on attacking you first. Go. And they reap the wrath. They make our enemies disappear. AZL put their hand on their shoulder. We must keep humanity thinking it's all for them. They're selfish beasts, and with them at our whim, nothing stands before us. Never have our plans moved so fast. Another chimed in. They're like rocks, AZ. They don't think, they just desire to be thrown. Yes, AZ's eyes were on the small of a ship slipping off into the void, leaving with it instructions of war and intentions of death. Even on the brink of disappearing into the horizon, humans somehow still held an aura of horror. Though, I fear we meddle with fire, not rocks. No, AZ. Even as L said the words, everyone had a sensation of dread. Humans are much too brash to dig further into this. They're simply beasts. Simple things. Excerpt from the Alter Records. Mankind found the Gesh threat on solar period 20021. The violence was swift, as the Gesh were armed and prepared. Much blood was spilt on both ends, yet as always, somehow mankind was not deterred in the slightest way. It wasn't their numbers or guns that eventually conquered the Gesh, but their determination and seeming enjoyment of the violence. Gesh eliminated, as planned. For human months later, chaos was sweeping Alter Command. They all ran about frantically, and alarms blared with horrible rings. AZ walked in confused and panicked. What's happening? Stars above. L ran over. The humans are coming unannounced. A ship is on its way. The humans never did that. One ship? You want more? Stars no. Okay, what have they said? L spread out his arms in dramatic emphasis. Nothing. They all stopped and looked at the 2 council members. They've said nothing. You must get out there to greet them. Me? You're the ambassador. Fear surged through AZ. Don't put me out there with those things when we don't know why they're here. You must. We have no other choice. I. 10 dreadful minutes later, Major walked out from his ship, one foot slinging in front of the other and limbs sweeping lazily by his side. "Hey, buddy." He opened up his arms with a welcoming pose. "Good to see you, pal." AZ had their hands together and couldn't help but shift from one foot to the other. "Major," they nodded. "My friend. What brings you back unannounced?" Heck, he sat down on his usual rock, one hand on his knee and other rubbing his beard. "Can't I come just to say hey?" AZ hated human jokes. Hecko. Major smiled, "That a boy. We of course welcome your arrival, and I'll cut the shoot." And just like that, tension became real. Something grew and became ripe in a singular second. AZ's hands wrapped and bound to themselves in panic, and with every ounce of their will left they tried to stay calm. Pardon?" Major looked at him, a small smirk creeping up his face and piercing AZ. Slowly he began to laugh, an aching, rocking laugh, a laugh that bounced around the open air between them and somehow seemed to shake the stars. "Funny folk you all." AZ couldn't take it any longer. "Major, please, if there's something you He raised a hand to silence them. "I'll talk." He shifted on his rock and lit one of his cigars, puffing it like one sips whiskey, sighing as he breathed out, "You think I'm a simple fella, buddy?" His eyes didn't leave his smoothly rolled cigar. Well, you are quite smart, FOA. What did I say about the shoot?" "You said to S word for word, buddy. You said to cut the shoot. So please do so." He took another puff, speaking with the cigar between his lips, spinning his finger in a circular motion. "Try again." "Yes, I think you have a simple quality to you." "Good." He smiled and chuckled lightly. "I think so too. I think I'm a real simple fella. Now, I'm glad we agree. So I have another question for you. What's your plan for when we turn on you?" A jolt ran up AZ and made them visually shudder. They staggered for a fleeting moment and struggled to bring both feet back together. What? You folk are the planning folk. So, what was the plan?" His voice was so simple, so relaxed. Thousands of thoughts rushed across AZ's mind, yet they were trained. The situation was obvious, and the backup had to be initiated. "Major," it was automatic, coming out from years of planning. "Our technology is greater, our guns grander, our bullshooting. Yeah, that's what I thought." AZ blinked, stunned. "I'm not no." Major raised a relenting hand. "We expected that, just a little disappointed is all." Nothing was left in AZ. They had no other words to find, no other idea to lean on. "All right." Major stretched his legs and rolled out his neck. "Who's next?" AZ was shaking. What? "Who are we killing next? We prefer if they have caches of antimatter. We're running a little low at the moment." I'm not following." "My friend." Major smiled, a deep and gratified grin. "We've known since the start. We just needed to see if you all actually knew what you were talking about. Why make our own plan when there's already one that's been crafted and honed for eons?" Now, Major looked off into the stars, smoking and lightly nodding his head. "Who's next, buddy? We like to speed this thing up. That's why I'm here having this conversation." Everything inside of AZ had crashed to the ground. Everything about them. Their atoms, their essence, their past and future. It all seemed to collapse, drawn towards the man calmly sitting in front of them. It was beyond understanding. The plan was sacred to their people. They had relied on it for everything. No, the plan was theirs. Of course it was. He took a slow, steady breath. So, who's next? What choices do they have? There's no way they could defeat the humans, especially now that they knew about the sacred plan. They could change it, but the plan was holy. It belonged to them, and generations had worked on it. Would the humans even notice if it was altered? "Buddy." Major closed his eyes, like he was trying to drift off. "You know how you guys have a nickname for us? You call us the weapon." AZ felt shaken to the core, completely drained. "Well, we've got a name for you too," Major continued, grinning. "We call you Plan A. Don't let us reach Plan B, okay?" From the altar records, today, the humans revealed their plans. "We have no choice now. Our sacred path has made us nothing more than guides, slaves to our own designs. We always thought of the humans as mere weapons, but now we see how mistaken we were. We never imagined that beings capable of such violence could also have such foresight. They are not just weapons. They are far worse. Humans are the very embodiment of war. They are the battles, the ideas, the soldiers, and the tools. They don't just wield power, they become it, and now they've become the inheritors of fate. Because of that, we must honor the plan and honor them, the great inheritors. Pity the worlds that lie ahead of them. They are coming. We are sorry.